Hey guys, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we are talking about the Zercher Squat. Really interesting concept and different way to go about your squatting pattern. Ideally, you would use this squat as a way to decompress your spine. So we want to keep the skill set of the squat up during our programming. However, over an extensive period of time, we have loaded our spine up a great deal. And so what we want to do is we want to decompress the spine and allow it to go from being so compacted to sort of spreading out a little bit more. And so we'd incorporate exercises such as chin-ups and stuff like that, but we still want to keep our skill set up with the squat pattern. So enter our Zercher Squat. The idea of the Zercher Squat is that we're going to be placing the bar across our arms like so. And we're going to be squatting up and down. What you'll notice is that it'll act very much like a front squat and that it'll load up your quads significantly. So just be aware of that, especially because of the placement of the bar. It is going to want to pull you forward. So it'll be on us to keep our strong form and strong, strong form in order to make sure that we don't fall back and forth. Okay, so let's discuss how we want to set up for the Zercher Squat. Well, obviously we're going to go through our normal squatting pattern. For those who don't know or haven't watched the squat tutorial yet, go across, invest the time into that tutorial because it breaks down absolutely everything that you need to know regarding the squat. We are going to use the bottom half of the squat pattern. We'll probably use most of it, to be quite fair, of the squat pattern. However, obviously setting up will be slightly different because of our arm position. We'll quickly recap what we want to do with our legs. So as you can see, I'm actually standing on a slight elevated platform. For those who struggle or find themselves rounding off at the bottom, it might be that your ankles have poor flexibility and mobility. So what I would suggest you do is chock your heels, which is what I've done here. You can go a little higher if you need, or you can just go slightly. I only need it slightly, but my ankle range of motion isn't great, years of football injuries and so on, and look, fair play, I probably should get on top of that, but hey, I'm a lazy man. Right, so we're going to chock the heels. We're going to create 3 points of contact. 3 points of contact are in line with our big toe and pinky toe. If you stand up onto your tippy toes, you will feel that. And then our third point of contact is rocking back onto our heels, and that there is our third point of contact. What we're going to do is we're going to screw our feet in and take our feet slightly outside our shoulder width, because remember, the essence of a squat is the ability to take your body, put it between your feet, come back up. Now if your feet are too close like a deadlift pattern, then all of a sudden you're not going to have enough room for your body to go in. So we're going to take our feet slightly past our shoulder width. We're going to screw in, and when we screw in, our knees are going to go out. Think inside knee, outside toe. When we do that, we get a lot of glute activation and recruitment, and it's just going to make us travel really well. Again, if we're screwing in, our knees are already going out, and they're going to push out like a ballerina. It's allowing room for our body to fall into. Okay, with our upper body, what we're going to do is we're going to be coming up and under, and we're going to be jamming that bar into our sternum, really pulling these lats back and down and holding our torso up nice and straight and nice and rigid. We want to be as upright as possible, and you'll notice that there won't be much compression through your spine because the bar's not sitting up the top here. It's going to be sitting in your arms. Right, let's go through our pattern. So we're going to come up to the bar, and we're going to start with the bar either just below our nipple line, because obviously we want to stand up. Now what I would suggest you do is, as you can see, I'm going to walk the bar out towards you. What I would strongly suggest is actually start and take steps back, set yourself up and down, and then that way then you can take that step forward and rack the bar quite easily, rather than walking backwards and looking for the hooks as you're going to witness me do. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm already setting up my back. So I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and down. I'm locking up nice and tight. Okay, I'm coming up and I'm going to get right in and under and jam these elbows back as if I'm trying to bend the bar across my chest here. So again, shoulder blades back and down, lock in, pull into our chest. Okay, stand up tall, walk it out onto your chocks or just to where you're comfortable. Remember, feet, screw them in, 3 points of contact, slightly outside our shoulder width to allow ourselves to go down and up. From this position, back and down, big deep breath in, engage that core and squat. See that the bar very much heavily loads these quads, so a really good quad builder. Drive, and one more. Drive, okay, and take a step back the bar, and away we go. Now, obviously, because of the positioning of the bar, we are going to get a little bit of friction in here, so potentially do this with a jumper on to protect your forearms and your biceps. But really, really good variation to both keep your skill set up and also decompress the spine a little bit. I'd probably not make this, I wouldn't make this an overloaded exercise, or I'd use it as an accessory exercise. Obviously, you've got some really good squat variants out there, such as high bar, safety bar, front squats, low bar. All of these would probably take preference over the Zercher. However, again, like I said, if you've been doing such heavy compression work for a long period of time, then the Zercher squat can definitely be a great variant for you to be able to execute your squat pattern, keep the load somewhat intense, and then be able to then transition straight back into your high bar once your body's feeling right again. All right, team, that there is how you want to go about doing the Zercher squat. I hope you picked up a few tricks and tips.